political discussion. The most important summit in the Donald Trump's second tenure period is yet to start, and it is to start now. Everyone is waiting for the summit. Everyone is waiting for the summit between United States President and Russia President Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. The summit that is the most important and most tedious summit that is expected since the Donald Trump has taken oath as 47th President of United States. And that has to happen next day, the next day, that is 15th of August, that is tomorrow. And it will happen in Alaska province of United States. And that province is more or less, it is a province of America and it is a province of Russia in a way that it used to be the past province of Russia or Soviet. Now it is present province of the America. It is continuous to the Siberia. There are tribes, local tribe out there in the Siberia. There is a Bering Strait that disconnect or connects the northern America to Asia. Bering Strait. I believe it is around 60-70 kilometer wide. Bering Strait, and this side it is Siberia, and that side it is Alaska. But the local tribal people, these are not uninhabited area. This must be understood that Siberia and Alaska is not uninhabited area. Northern part of Canada, Greenland, they are a sparsely inhabited. They are a sparsely inhabited area, but they are not uninhabited area. So the tribal people who are living in Siberia near to the Bering Strait and then the Alaska. So both tribals are same. So that's why Alaska was part of Siberia. It is part of Siberia. Alaska may be part of Northern America, but it is part of Sibir. Sibir used to be a country earlier, Sibir, that Russia acquired it. So Sibir, Manchuria, they used to be independent country earlier. Mongolia, these were independent country. Now part of Mongolia as Inner Mongolia, it is part of China now. And part of Manchuria is it with China and part of Manchuria is with Russia now. And then Siberia, part of Siberia is it with Russia known as Siberia, part of Sibir, Sibir country. Sibir, it is part of Russia and part of Sibir, it is now part of America and it is known as Alaska. There is a town in Alaska that is not near to the Bering Strait, central south, near to the ocean, near to the, someone would say like a northern ocean, near to the northern ocean or Pacific Ocean whatsoever. There is a town called Anchorage. So Anchorage is a town which will host a summit, historical summit between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin on 15th of August. Full world is watching this summit. This is much more important than football World Cup final, much more than that. Means people generally they watch football World Cup final. This is the most watched item I believe in the world. This is this is millions times more being watched now. Everyone is set to watch this discussion that is set to happen between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. It is considered as the most complex summit or most complex peace treaty ever that has happened. Why it is most complex, that we will talk about. Anyway, now Indian Prime Minister, he is set to visit America again, means twice in 2025. Next month in the United Nations General Assembly, the United Nations General Assembly 80th session, 80 session, that is to commence from the 23rd of the September. So he will be there and probably he will talk with the Donald Trump. More or less, he will try to pacify Donald Trump. He will try to decrease the anger of Donald Trump with the India. This is what he would try, so that there would be resettlement of the trade tariff 50%. There is a Mr. John Bolton. John Bolton, he used to be ambassador of United States in United Nations. And then between 2018 and 2019, he was National Security Advisor, NSA, of the America in the Donald Trump government itself. Now he has made a very, very jokingly comment on the Donald Trump. Means We respect Donald Trump from India, but see what American people they think about him. Means it is really matter of concern. Now he has said that if you want to please Donald Trump, if Indian Prime Minister, if he is coming to United States and he want to please Donald Trump, then it is not very difficult. Nominate Donald Trump twice for the Nobel Peace Award. If Indian Prime Minister nominates Donald Trump twice, since he is angry, if he is not angry on India, then no problem. Only one nomination will work. If he is angry on Indian Prime Minister, then he would first nominate Donald Trump twice for the Nobel Peace Prize. If he is able to do, then Donald Trump would do whatever Indian Prime Minister wants. Donald Trump is doing everything for Nobel Peace Prize only. He dying for the Nobel Peace Prize. He has nothing to do with his country and countrymen. This is what John Bolton is saying, who was National Security Advisor under the I believe Donald Trump. Only Donald Trump has called these people a rubbish people, dump people. I don't know what word he has used to the John Bolt John Bolton kind of so big. I would say diplomats. This is what the word he has used. Dump people or debris people. Some very vague word he has used. Anyway, let's now focus towards the summit that is set to happen. Where Vladimir Putin is a very minute politician, and Donald Trump is also a minute politician. But difference is Donald Trump has more or less this is his second tenure, so more or less he is president for 4 years only. Whereas Vladimir Putin is president for around I believe 20 years. In 25 years, 4 years or 5 years, he was away from the president post. He was prime minister rather. Then he came back as a president of Russia. So he has big experience. Now they will sit there. Now Donald Trump. Now we will see other part. If I see the European Union, what they are saying, then we will see Ukrainian President Mr. Vladimir Zelensky, what he is saying. United Kingdom Prime Minister Mr. Honorable Prime Minister of United Kingdom Mr. Keir Starmer, what he is saying. Now, first of all these people are saying that Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, they should have included European Union, United Kingdom, and the Ukraine must in the discussion. That is required because they are also affected because of this peace treaty between Donald Trump and Vladimir for the Ukraine. Ukraine-Russia war is not only Ukraine-Russia war; it is much more than that. So in that case, it is required that these countries who will be affected by this truce treaty, they should have been included there also. Anyway, I believe Keir Starmer, France president, and German chancellor, they are very active nowadays. And Madam Ursula, who is leading the European Union, she is also very active now. Anyway, I believe these people they will meet separately and Vladimir Zelensky separately. But all are waiting now. No one has been included in the peace talk between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. And they are saying that is bad. They must have been included in the peace treaty. Now let's see the complexity of peace treaty. Why Donald Trump is worrying. There are many sides to the peace treaty. Donald Trump, the only botheration of Donald Trump is Ukraine is eating lot of money from the America to kind of to screen or to stop the Russian forces. Lot of money it is eating. Donald Trump is a businessman. He does not want to give a single dollar to the Ukraine, but still America is supporting Ukraine. So America wants peace. America wants permanent ceasefire at any cost. Any cost. Okay. You take all the region what you have occupied in the Ukraine. This is what you tell Vladimir Putin. But stop further. You stop there only. You stop. Take whatever you have won. Vladimir Putin has won 5 provinces of the Ukraine. More or less, people say 20% of the area. That is, I believe, it is Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, Khoro, uh, Khorons or something like that, and the Crimea, 5 area. And more or less, Ukraine, little bit, I believe, they are inside the Kursk region. Anyway, Zelensky has said that he does not want Kursk region. He does not want any region from the Russia. Means in reply, he wants all the region back to the Ukraine. This is what Vladimir Zelensky wants. Let's be on the side where we were before the war. That's it he wants. But Donald Trump is not looking at what Vladimir Zelensky is looking at. He is looking at the end of the war. So that money that is being kind of more or less it is being ragged out of the America. So that should exhausted. America is exhausted giving money to the Ukraine. That should end. This is American side, and this with this mentality, Donald Trump will sit in the summit, summit treaty talk or whatsoever. Let's see the European Union. The concern of the European, anyway, we understand what is Ukraine concern now. The concern of the European Union is if Vladimir Putin occupy Ukraine, then he will enter into Europe. That is the Poland onward, and that side Finland onward. This is what European Union does not want. He must not get Ukraine so that he should not enter into Europe. This is what the botheration of the European Union is. So we understand Ukraine, they don't want anyway, they don't want any land to lose in hand of Russia. So that is the concern of Ukraine. Okay, these are the concern of this country. Donald Trump concern, Ukraine concern, European Union concern, they are not matching to each other. That is the problem. That is the complexity of this discussion. They all the party who are together, European Union, United Kingdom, Donald Trump, these party are together, or and Zelensky. They should have single motto that is not there, that is missing out here. Okay, what about Vladimir Putin? What about Vladimir Putin? Why he is in discussion? What he wants? Vladimir's biggest problem is rising of Ukraine. The Ukraine start rising after 1991 independence from the Soviet. Ukraine opened its market, Ukraine opened its border for the NATO, for the European Union. European Union invested heavily in the Ukraine. Heavily. America invested heavily in the Ukraine. They were so happy with the Ukraine, they started making a propaganda that Ukraine is Russia. That Russia, what you are seeing, that is not the Russia. Ukraine is Russia. They were planning to make Ukraine as the permanent member of United Nations Security Council. They were completely sidelining the Russia. That is the problem of Russia. Because of the Ukraine, Vladimir Putin is saying that Ukraine was behaving in a manner that full European Union NATO forces were at the boundary of Russia. Means Ukraine was not a country at all. It was like a proxy to this America and European Union. This is what Vladimir Putin is saying. So that we cannot tolerate. Okay, means everything what Russia means Russia would have become a sidelined country. This big Russia. So this came as an integrity to the Russia. So Russia would have started breaking into parts. If no one is taking care of you, then this big country you cannot sustain. You will start breaking. So that is the problem of the Russia. So what Russia want? Russia want Ukraine for sure. Russia want Ukraine. Means Russia want to control the Ukraine. Ukraine will be autonomous territory of the Russia. This is what Russia want. Ukraine will be administered from the Moscow. Who will enter into Ukraine and who will invest into the Ukraine? What will happen into Ukraine? Okay, probably Zelensky would be president of Ukraine, no problem. But the key of the Ukraine will be in hand of Moscow, not in hand of America and European Union. This is what Vladimir Putin wants. But anyway, when why Vladimir Putin is in discussion, he could have sidelined Donald Trump also. But problem with the Vladimir Putin is he cannot lose India. The biggest problem of Vladimir Putin is Russia cannot afford losing India. How it can lose India? Donald Trump, European Union, United Kingdom, they have threatened Russia for the steepest sanction, like sanction on Iran and Venezuela. This is called a steepest sanction. If it is steepest sanction on Russia also, then no one can buy crude oil from the Russia. Right now, the sanction on Russia crude oil is only on the price. They have put a cap on the Russian crude oil price. Below this, Russian crude oil cannot be sold out, so that the money, the profit what Russia is getting, selling its crude oil, that profit will be less. So Russia will be less economically strong. But there is no control over the Russian crude oil selling off. So Russia is fearing if they put too much pressure on Russia, too much sanction on Russia, India will lose focus from the Russia. India will break the tie with the Russia and it will follow what America is saying. If India loses focus on Russia, then many other countries will lose focus on the Russia. More or less slowly, Russia will come to a situation where it was prior to the war. It will lose whatever the territory it has won, and then same story will start again, more or less. So Russia does not want to come under tremendous sanctions. If India assures Russia that whatever situation happens to the Russia, whatever, it would not discontinue the trade relationship with the Russia. It's a defense deal, then many other uranium deal, and there are many other but fertilizer deal. There are many things that India is buying with the Russia. India is so populous country and popular country that many countries look towards India. Probably China may also break relationship with the Russia. In the European Union, they are also buying a lot from the Russia. There are many countries in Africa, they buy food grains from the Russia. So people will start leaving the Russia. So Russia does not want to come under steepest, steepest sanction, the way it is with Iran now. Okay, there is a sanction on Russia, but only on the cap on the prices. Okay, uranium prices, what Russia is exporting, it cannot go beyond this. Whatever fertilizer it is selling, it cannot go beyond this. Whatever food grain it is selling, it cannot go beyond this. Means Russia will have less margin in the profit. That's it. If steepest tariff sanction come, then Russia will be like Iran only. Then problem what was there with the Russia as far as Ukraine is concerned prior to 2022, it will start again. So Russia to get rid of the steepest sanction, it is participating in that truce talk just to go along, to show the world that we are going with the global protocol. That's it. Okay, if India, the way now see the Indian Prime Minister, he is running to America now. Till some time back, he was running to SCO and then BRICS nation. Donald Trump has made it very clear that BRICS nation and America are two sides. You have to choose one of them. Okay, it is a big threat to India. You have to choose one of them, not two. Still, India is running everywhere. To SCO meet, India will run. India is inviting Vladimir Putin also. Then he will go SCO meet, and there it will shake a hand with the Xi Jinping. Then it will go to the United Nations. It will shake a hand with the Donald Trump. India is a country which has no firm stand now. It go anywhere. Vladimir Putin does not want to lose India in any fight. That is his concern. If India promise, that is not possible, because India is completely dependent upon European Union and America as far as its economy is concerned. That's why Donald Trump is commenting on India that India is a dead economy. Means without America and European Union, India's income is zero. So India cannot leave America. Probably it may leave Russia as far as security is concerned. Then it has to get guarantee from the America that Pakistan would not fire Chinese missile on it. That's it. If it gets guarantee that it may break from the Russia, the main fear is Chinese missile attack that will happen from the Pakistan. If it get assurance that it will not happen, then no problem. But India cannot break from the America. Now it is pretty clear. When Indian Prime Minister said to visit America in next month, it is pretty clear now. Anyway, this is the now it all depends upon how minute Vladimir Putin's the experience is, how miniature. Our channel name is Meaning. That is a miniature science. How miniature, how in a minute way Vladimir Putin he continues with the discussion. Donald Trump who is very known for very straightforward talk. This is what Donald Trump is known for. He has said straightforward. At the beginning of discussion only, I am going to put 2 points in front of Vladimir Putin. Only 2 points. You want ceasefire or not? Tell me, you want ceasefire or not? If you don't want ceasefire, then we will proceed in different direction. He is threatening. If you want ceasefire, then we will continue with the discussion. Donald Trump has said very clearly. Now Vladimir Putin is in situation that he cannot say that I agree for the ceasefire. People understand the caveat, or people understand the kind of the compulsion what Vladimir Putin has. So he cannot say that I'm continuing with the ceasefire, permanent ceasefire. Then he also cannot say that I cannot continue with the I can continue the ceasefire. I cannot. Both side he cannot say yes or no straightforward. Let's wait and watch. Means when everyone is watching this discussion that is set to happen next day, 15th of the August in the Anchorage town in the Alaska, where both are considering it as their home country. It is part of Siberia, so it is part of Russia. But right now it is not part of Russia. But anyway, physically it is part of Siberia, and it is anyway part of United States. So both are feeling home to it in the Anchorage. Let's wait and watch and see what will happen. This is not the examination for the Donald Trump. This is examination of Vladimir Putin.